I'm not self-proclaimed king of violence, by the way, to any idiot watching. I don't call myself the king of violence. They gave me 2 belts that called the king of violence, and they call me the king of violence.
This is the Schmo with the pro, with the bare knuckle fighter, the boxer, the MMA fighter, the podcaster, the co-founder of Dirty Boxing Championship, the man with the hands, the king of violence, Platinum Mike Perry. It's officially fight week. Netflix, Los Angeles. How we doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm also a tequila connoisseur.
Yes.
Platinum tequila is a very exquisite flavor that I can't wait for all my fans to try.
When are we going to take a shot of that bad boy? It's been a while.
It's been a while. You have tried it, though.
On the yacht with you that day.
On the yacht in Miami, so you know how good it tastes.
Yeah.
It's the greatest tequila, 100% agave. But, you know, I just hope I get to drink some Saturday night after the fight.
Maybe with your opponent, Nate Diaz, you take a shot with him?
I'll definitely take some shots with him if he's, you know, not too mad at me after the shots he takes.
Yes, and we'll get to that in a few moments, but talk to the Schmo for a second. You're driving around in a Rolls Royce. What's the schmood so far for fight week?
Hey, man, it's all looking up. We're building and we're prosperous and we're developing and creating and I worked really hard to get here, and you know, I'm really grateful. I just had a face-to-face with Nate. Me and Nate sat down with Ariel Helwani, and I'll tell you, there's not a lot of trash talk that happened, you know, and it's kind of a topic of discussion considering Khamzat and Strickland talked a lot of trash, and they had a great fight. They had a battle, but they were shaking hands and they squashed it, right? Well, me and Nate ain't necessarily hating or talking shit on each other, but I promise it's going to be a fucking battle from hell.
Were there any heated moments? Was there any controversial topics discussed between you two?
I asked him, like, you know, what does he how does he think, you know, what does he see that he's going to be able to do to me? Like, and he said, you know, technically he's just going to do whatever he has to do. And I said, okay, I get that. He didn't want to give me details on his game plan. I was trying to itch in there and see what it is. But, you know, he was mad at Daniel Cormier. He was talking about some other things. Sometimes he seems a little frustrated. He doesn't like to do those face-to-faces or sit-downs. I try to throw some jokes in there, but not really anything directed at him because he gave me so much respect. We're going to give all the respect to the fans watching the fight on Saturday, and we're going to fucking try to kill each other.
What version of Nate Diaz do you sense is showing up this week?
I don't know. I think he's the newest version of himself. He did mention how he said age, you know, 42, 38, 27. He said his current self beats all those old Nate Diaz's. And I get that. I feel the same way. And I'm only 34. And but I feel I'm younger, I'm more athletic, I'm stronger, I'm faster, and you know, I got a lot more ahead of me.
34 years young, you fought in every single shape, from the triad combat, the squared circle, the octagon. Here you are in the hexagon. You certainly had a few parking lots in your day. What do you think this surface is going to be like for the Platinum Mike Perry?
The surface would be the floor that we'll be standing on, but the shape of the cage that we'll be trapped in will be a hexagon. So it's cool that, you know what Nate said? Nate said he's got the most non-title main event fights. He's got the record for the most non-title main events. And he thought that this fight was 3 rounds, he said, and that it's 5. I don't know if he was just finding out that it's 5. Maybe that's his little trick. I don't know. But, you know, it doesn't matter the shape. I'm going to handle business.
Does 5 rounds benefit Platinum Mike Perry more than a 3-round fight when it comes to mixed martial arts?
Well, I think now it does. I think I put in a lot of work, a lot of training. The work's been done in the gym. I'm prepared for 5 rounds or more. You know, that's not a thing. There isn't more than 5 rounds, but I'll do the 5 rounds and continue my working out. Another round of shadow box, another round on the bag, another round of abs or whatever. So I'm in the best shape of my life. I've worked really hard for this. I still got the weight cut to do, but I think we're in a really great place for it. And I'm just going to fight like hell on Saturday.
Do you think we see Mike Perry return to BKFC after this mixed martial arts with Netflix, or what do you think that's going to be?
Look, I got love for bare knuckle, and there's some guys that don't want to fight me bare knuckle, and there's some guys that do. But here's the thing, right? Mike Perry's supposedly about to go out there on Netflix and get 100 million views. I'm the cream of the crop now. It's wherever the fuck I want to go after this. All the people going to be calling saying, do you want to come fight for us? Do you want to come fight for us? And I'll make a decision. I'll choose. Because it doesn't matter who I beat. The fans always got another one to throw in there. Oh, it doesn't matter until he does this. Oh, it doesn't matter until he does this. I'm not self-proclaimed king of violence, by the way, to any idiot watching. I don't call myself the king of violence. They gave me 2 belts that called the king of violence, and they call me the king of violence.
How would you describe your relationship with Conor McGregor in this juncture of time?
He's just been... I mean, he made a lot of noise in the game, right? What's he been doing since? Only making noise. Just fucking running his mouth. He ain't fighting nobody. And, you know, shout out Chael Sonnen. Plans to stop the Mayweather, not damn Mayweather, damn McGregor Holloway 2 fight. I'm going to beat this guy on Saturday, and then McGregor should have to face me after all the bullshit he's been talking. I want to fight McGregor and knock him out. And then Jake Paul.
And then Jake Paul, get that revenge. He said he would do a mixed martial arts fight.
He did.
And here we are.
So let's go. Me knocking out Conor McGregor and then going to fight Jake Paul in his first MMA fight. I'm going to ragdoll him and throw him on the ground like I did in our boxing match, and then I'll be allowed to do other things to him. And it's all due to the hard work I've been putting in and the performance I'm going to have on Saturday.
Well, speaking of performances, you brought up Sean Strickland, Khamzat Chimaev. That went down in Newark last night. You sparred with Sean Strickland. Did you see that coming against Khamzat Chimaev? What did you make of Sean Strickland's performance?
I didn't see that coming because they tricked us a little bit. They released like, oh, look at Sean wrestling this dude. And I looked at the dude and I'm like, well, maybe the dude's freakishly strong and like he's really good fighter. They tricked us a little bit, right? But I already had Khamzat. I was already thinking, based off the DDP stats, that what Khamzat did to DDP and Sean and DDP, you know what I mean? So it's just I didn't know, and I thought Khamzat had been untouchable, and Sean did a really good job. He used his jab, his very fast jab, and his wrestling was strong enough, and I was in terrible shape that day that I sparred Sean, and I was hungover, and I just had my wedding, and I was like really drunk, and like, so the shape I'm in now, I think I give Sean a much better spa.
Much better spa.
Much better.
Yeah, and speaking of spa, Darren Till, he's making his way to bare knuckle. How do you think that guy's gonna do?
Well, I actually heard that he's fighting a boxer who went 12 rounds with Mayweather, which doesn't make sense because Mayweather's teeny tiny and Darren's huge. And apparently the guy, 12 rounds is 12 rounds. But apparently he doesn't have power and he's not very good. Maybe it's a setup for Darren Till. When are these other people going to have hard fights that they want me to fight? Because I feel like I'm fighting hard fights. And then these guys, everybody's talking, no one's fighting. I've been fighting. And they're all like, oh, I want that fight. And they all sit and wait to see if they're going to get the chance to fight me somewhere. But I'm busy fucking fighting somewhere else and fighting another person. I'm already busy working again. So, just because if Darren goes in and beats this guy that they're setting him up to beat, my first bare knuckle fight was against a guy with 9 bare knuckle fights. My first one. And he's a tough little fucker who became a champion in bare knuckle later on. He's had more fights since then. So, why don't you guys fucking do something instead of just sucking off my teat all the time, man?
What do you make of Josh Hokit and his character in mixed martial arts? Are you a fan of what he's doing? He got kicked out of the press conference for the White House the other day.
I guess I get what he's doing, but like doing that to Pereira, it just kind of goes to show you, because like on one thought we could think, oh, Pereira doesn't deserve that. He's only been great. He's only said Shama. Any shit he's had talked with anyone, they fight and he knocks them out, and he's been great. He's been incredible. And then this guy comes in and just wants to get him out of his thought process. I don't know. Hokit's trying to. They kicked him out of the press conference, so the idiot, if he had any sponsors or endorsements, he loses his time in the press conference to talk about that stuff. But it was maybe one of the more viral moments of the press conference. The day comes and he's going to end up fighting someone, I think that guy is grabbing it while it's hot, and who knows, maybe he goes on and continues beating people up and putting on good fights and good shows. This game kind of categorizes you as you go along. It all depends on the next fight. After that shit he talked, and Ilya Topuria, why is Ilya arguing with him? But it was to stand up for Pereira. Even the best of us, man, it happens. Like some fucking idiot commenting online or something can talk that shit to Pereira, and he did it right in front of his face. But honestly, people had to see that and go, if Pereira wanted to get up right now and fucking do something, he would.
He'd maul him?
I don't know. There'd be a lot of people involved. Their security was going to grab you. And as soon as he finally stood up, security was already there. Anyways, they knew they didn't want that shit to go that way. So I think it's fucked up. Me and Nate haven't fucking said, like, we haven't cussed each other out or said real bad things to each other. I feel like people know that we're going to fight. Yeah. Like the fight you got with Khamzat and Strickland, it's just a topic of discussion because they talk so much shit and they fucking loved each other. Obviously, that's a respect they earned in the fight, fighting each other, but they were touching gloves before it started. And, I think getting a fight like me and Nate, where we're not really hating on each other, I think you're going to get a fucking barn burner.
No water bottles need to be thrown at the press conference. It's the people's main event. We know we're going to get bloodshed guaranteed in your fight with Nate Diaz.
What do they call that stuff? No
holds bar?
No. Just like no tricks, man.
Yeah.
I guess me and Nate are similar in the fact that we don't trick people. We don't lie to people. If we say something, it's because that's how we feel, and that's what we're going to do.
You got Tacos El Frank and Dave's Hot Chicken on the shorts. The last time you competed in Los Angeles, it was at Knuckle Mania, and you stopped Diego Alves. The vibe's got to be high right now, returning on the soil.
Also, shout out Market Cypher. Empowering traders, you know what I mean? Dave's Hot Chicken and the tacos place sound really good right now. I'm really hungry. I got like 15, 20 pounds to go. We got 5 days to do it. and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm excited to return to MMA. Couple other fights last night on the UFC. You know, Buckley. It looked like a basic mount escape is what he needed that would have helped change that fight drastically. Jeremy Stevens, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Jeez, I would have finished him faster if it was MMA, I guess. There's just more ways to do it. And then, you know, I feel like I'm going to show the world what they've been missing on a Platinum Perry MMA fight on Saturday.
It's always pure excitement, guaranteed. Final message for all the Platinum Mike Perry fans out there worldwide. It's officially Fight Week.
Tune the fuck in, man. Excuse my language. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas and my wife and my mama and everybody else's. You know that the passion we have for our mamas, that's a beautiful thing. Mamas ain't trying to put nobody down or nothing. They're only trying to pick people up. But this Saturday night, I'm going to put someone down on Netflix. I hope 100 million people follow me on Instagram at Platinum Mike Perry. And please enjoy the show, man. Tune in.
Shout out to all the mothers. It all goes down May 16th on Netflix. Intuit Dome. He's the pro. I'm the schmo. We're out. Let's go.